That's a good one. On the drop. That's a good fish. It's a red. It's a viewer connect right there. Change the camera for y'all. Proper drop for Mr. Red here. He smoked it. There we go. Trying to mid-stroll for him. I don't know if that was mid-strolling or if it was just dropping down to where he wanted it, but nice little red. 18-inch. Let him go today. There it is. That's another red, I think. Oh, nice trout. Nice trout. Hey, get the net, dude. Over here, over here. Keep coming. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get it. It's about a 19, 20-inch fish. It's a fat fish too. "19-inch. That belly on her. Gonna let her go. That's all I'm doing, y'all. That's a XPS Rockin' Shad from Bass Pro Cabela's. 5-inch, kind of murky water after some rains past couple days. We kind of found these fish the other day, couldn't get them to eat, came back up in here, got them coming off a little ledge. They're still deep as we got a rising tide, so the water's still kind of low. They're just sitting on the bottom, coming up. I'm mid-strolling, but I'm bringing it down to them in about 10 to 15 feet of water. You got to get it down to them, I'm finding out. Otherwise they won't come up. So water temperature pretty cold, big drop, so it kind of makes sense. They're eating, but they're not coming up chasing very far. When you're mid-strolling like this, the standard mid-strolling, I'll show you where you can see my wrist. And you cast out, depending on depth, and you're just shaking it. Just try to get that minute of shake. And if you have a good plastic design, it'll roll as it shakes. And some other designs, when the ones that have wings, will actually roll more than shake. So anyhow, That's really all you have to do if you're in, like, say 5 feet of water or less, depending on, like, if you're using an 1/8 ounce jig head, depending on the size of your jig head. It'll stay in a water column where fish will come up and eat it. It's an upward, they feed up with it. Now, it gets a little bit more tricky, especially when you don't have forward-facing sonar where you can actually see what the fish are doing in reaction to your lure. More tricky when you get fish sitting in 10, 15, 20 feet. And that's what I got going on right now. And so I'm casting out up onto a ledge because I can see on side scan that these fish are up on a slope up to a ledge. They're not on the ledge yet. Maybe this afternoon when the water comes in. It's like a slope, right? And they're kind of anywhere from like 15 feet at the bottom of the slope up on the slope. And so I'm casting out up kind of shallow in 3 feet, just in case there's something just on the top of that ledge. I'll keep it up, I'll shake it, and then I'll start letting it sink, right? Because there's really no way to get it down to depth when you're constantly shaking. You can stop reeling and it'll kind of pendulum back. But at some point, if you're trying to get it 10 feet, 12, 15 feet, 20 feet, you do need to let it sink. Now, it's not a bad thing because a lot of fish will eat on the drop. We call it the drop. It's just a natural instinct. So it's not a bad thing. And you can combine the mid-strolling with the drop so you can mid-stroll at depth. Last but not least, but it's a little tricky, as you're getting your lure closer to the boat with your rod tip up, it just tends to rise up, even if you're letting it sink. So what you can do is as you get closer to the boat, you just bring your rod tip down and do the same mild little small shakes. Rod tip down can give you an extra 6 feet, 7 feet, just that distance, what is kind of reflected in the water column. Do the same thing, just small shakes, get it to rock and roll. Got him? What you got? That's a nice trout. Nice trout. I was like, all right. That would be a great keeper. Come on, buddy. Here you go. Signed with a nice one, about 17 inches. We'll see what the rest of the day brings, but honestly, kind of discovered the mid-strolling thing inshore for trout and reds and whatnot last fall, so about a year now. We had a few successful days in the fall, but it really turned on once it got cold, once the water got cold. My reasoning, my rationale for that is our pogies in here, menhaden, start to die off. And just that slow rocking action just above the fish, you got to get it above the fish, whether they're shallow or deep, triggers an instinctive bite. It's kind of how their bite translates, I guess you can say. This fall, I haven't had a whole lot of success with it. We have on a few trips when we were shallow in 3 or 4 feet of water, but in my opinion, flats, mid-strolling flat, mid-strolling deep, you're fishing for the same type of fish if you're fishing for trout, but they're doing different things. And so, sure enough, right off the bat, this is already becoming much more successful today at our coldest water temps yet. So we're kind of going right back to what I learned last fall, last winter. So, dang it. There he is. There he is. I got bumped. Tossed back out there right in front of him. Smokes it. Nice trout. That was prime mid-strolling right there. He came up, bumped it, cast back out. About 17-inch fish. See how fat they are. They've been eating well this fall. Bumped it, showed himself, tossed back out, kind of get it back to the depth where I think he's at, start shaking it. He smoked it. He was probably still looking for it. He probably missed, kind of stayed in there. They get that quick little adrenaline bump as they're feeding, and there he was. So we are getting some short strikes, and I think that's because we have much murkier water than we've had in the past. Well, this is the murkiest it's been. We had a lot of rain the other night, 2 inches of rain. So we still got a foot of visibility, but it's definitely got a stain to it. And so as I'm trying to dial these fish in at their depth using side scan and et cetera, they're coming up and we're getting these bumps where generally with mid-strolling, they don't miss, they inhale it. But I think there's probably some visibility issues there. So you get a few short strikes, but at the same time, it's useful though, because they tell you kind of where they are and what depth they are. One of the things I like to do for mid-strolling, and we catch a better fish, a bigger fish, and I get the idea there might be some bigger fish in the area. I like to throw a bigger bait. So this is a 6-inch. This is the Yamamoto hinge shad. So great bait, caught some good fish on this. Excited to see what it can do this winter. So y'all, this has been 1 year of mid-strolling on the Mississippi coast for inshore fishing for trout and reds for me. And I can tell you this confidently, it is something that you should always have tied on, always with you, that technique, the gear for it, any time of the year. It does not always get bit. Like I just mentioned, this past fall has been kind of slow. A lot of that's just getting around fish. But we've had some great early summer, spring bites. I can tell you our best since I've been down here a year and a half, 2 years now, our hands down best trout trips, meaning quantity and quality, total weight, pick a best 10, best 5, whatever, is hands down been mid-strolling every time. Just some huge bags. So that's my take on it. I always try it. Most time I try it, doesn't always get bit. You can tell pretty easily, because it's one of those things, when they're eating it, they're eating it. When they're not, they're not. You kind of look for something else. Here's the other thing about mid-strolling. Like I said, it doesn't always get bit, right? But I will say there's one thing about this technique, and it's happened time and time again out here. There are many trips, many days where this is the only thing that'll get bit. And I'm talking, you guys have seen the rods that I keep on my deck, the number of lures we throw. You're talking about jerk baits, paddle tails, swim baits, straight tails, fishing every aspect of the water column, what have you. And there's days where not only is this the only thing they'll eat, it's almost, because otherwise you would judge that day as a finicky bite. Nah, they're just not feeding today. You would never know if this is all you threw, because that's the difference. It's literally like a light switch. It's not, oh, they're biting this a little bit, nothing else. Just going to town on the mid-stroll. So that's another thing you should realize. It can be a game changer, a day saver when it comes to catching. Another little key tip, this is just a generality as far as trout movements, and also to an extent reds also. In your bayous in the wintertime, fall, winter, early spring, when you got a lot of trout up in our bayous, most of these bayous are channels, right? And some of them have flats in certain locations, but most time it's a channel with depth and then a slope and then a ledge, right? Your ledge can vary, but typically it's like maybe 10 yards to 5 yards. Not much water on it on a low tide. But if you get an incoming tide, like we usually do in the afternoons and evenings in the winter, we're real low in the morning, then we get a high tide and incoming tide in the afternoons, and then you get a little bit of warming trend. Those trout, we've seen that just in a short amount of time, just in the past year and a half, they want to get up on that ledge. They want to go from, you may be catching them 10 feet like we are right now, midday, and as this water comes up, almost guarantee you, we'll start catching them up in 2-3 feet of water up on the ledge once the water gets high enough. So once that water gets up there, there's mullet up there, some pogies will get up there, that's where the food goes, that's where they want to eat. So always be watching. As that water rises, take your casting up onto those ledges, often next to the shore. That's a nice trout. Big trout, dude. Chill out. Don't just let them don't force them. That's a nice one. Well, keep him down, keep him down. Okay, keep him down. Don't let that rod go straight. Good trout, bro, good trout. It's the beauty of side scan. Literally could see about 5 or 6 what look like good fish right up on the slope going up to the ledge. We've been catching some deeper, but these fish look like they're in that 5 feet range. Caden casts up there, thunk, 20-inch fish. Look at that fish. That's on a spunk shad. I might have to switch over to the spunk shad, just catch a bigger fish in there.